All right, so I was just thinking about it. I just started to go over the property, and I'm like, we got everything taken inside. The front little pond thing, it's kind of full right now because of all the rain we've already had. Worst case, that thing's gonna overflow a bit, go out off into the driveway, and I mean I can't do anything about that. I don't have a big old pump or anything to pump the pond out, and if I did, I don't even know where the hell I'd put it, to tell you the truth. Pump it out to the street or something. I don't know. Yeah, our pool's filled up. It's a saltwater pool, which basically means a little bit of salt, a little bit of chlorine. It's going to splash around everywhere probably from the hurricane, if I had to guess, the winds. So we'll just take the hose out there and spray it down. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a need to drive the property, and I started to go out there and do it. I'm like, there's just nothing here. There's nothing out here. No one's going to be able to give me an idea. I've already picked up everything. The little solar lights, you know, that face the trees, and they come on at night for a little while, you know. Picked up, I don't know how many of those damn things. We got about 12 of those things on throughout the property. Put those inside the garage. The garage is going to stay closed. When I'm done doing my videos here tonight, I'm pretty sure at least my tower and battery backup I'll probably take with me. You know, take my tower out of here, and these couple of pieces of equipment that I use for my microphone, this expander gate and this other deal. There's a Scarlett 2i4 deal. Anyways, yeah. And the other thing is, I start posting pictures of this property or video. You think the haters hate me now? You think those haters and trolls hate me now? Most of that's because people are jealous. They're extremely envious. They get mad, you know. While I have a bunch of you guys, hey man, I'm happy for you, proud, you know, which is, I love it because that's the kind of person I am. I'm not gonna get jealous and mad over it. You know what? Good for you, dude. You won the lottery. I'm proud of you, man. Good for you. You deserve it, man. You know, you go and start, you know, showing stuff like this. Even though I'm trying, you know, my intention is not to show off the house. My intention is to show the freaking outer part of the house, not the house, the outside, the land. To get any ideas, because I've had people email and leave comments. Oh yeah, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good point. You know, and I went to Lowe's today thinking, wonder if I could find like a little campfire propane burner kind of a thing. No, it's not. But I've got plenty of solar panels, the inverters that go with that, the charge controller. I've got beautiful golf cart. Some subscribers had paid for housewarming gift, 48-volt system, brand new batteries. I got the other day. I bought those. Which means I've got two different inverters. One of them's an Outback, which needs 48 volts, and it will backfeed into the grid. Or when the power's down, it simply, you know, has a separate output that you can just plug an extension cord or whatever into. And now you've got power right off the batteries while simultaneously charging the batteries with the charge controller from the solar panels. So worst case scenario, depending on how bad this thing is, if it even gets to that point, I really don't know yet. But if we're out of power for a few days, don't think for 1 second I won't be laying those solar panels at an angle across the front of my garage or in on the side of it. Daisy chain them, 48 volts, daisy chain, 48 volts, you know, that kind of thing to get some power to keep those batteries recharged so we can keep the refrigerator and freezer, little chest freezer and stuff going. But yeah, it just wouldn't be a good idea. Even though I'm not going to show the house, I'll just show the property, the outsides, you know, because I'm looking at stuff like, could that light come off and hit the house, or could that fall off? You know, we had this big swinging bench, you know, wood bench on chains, you know, under this little gazebo thing. The gazebo thing ain't going nowhere, for sure. But I thought, well, I don't want the bench crashing around there, so I was like, you know what, let me take the chains, the whole thing, I'll set it down, and then I've got these really thick, strong tie straps. Like zip ties, big powerful ones, that I just tied the chains to the side of the posts coming up on that little gazebo thing. They're you know, they're like this, concrete down, you know, it ain't going nowhere. But I also thought, I don't know if the wind would be strong enough to push that seat, that bench seat. It's got the slits through it, you know, air should go through there. It's heavy. And I just thought, I'll zip tie the chains. Those zip ties are very, very strong. And I'll zip tie to that pole, I'll zip tie to that post. This thing is sitting on the ground. I don't even think it's going to move, to tell you the truth. Again, it's not a flat piece of wood. It's got slits all the way through it, the seat, the back part. Went around the property. I'm like, what is someone going to offer me for advice? Really, there's nothing here. I've already picked everything up. So, yeah, that's why you're not seeing that video right now. Anyways, Wolf Street has an article. I still want to. I'm doing a third video today because I realize if I don't, everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, where's that video? What happened to Joe?" You know, he's supposed to do another video, and I've changed my mind. So, anyways, worst U.S. consumer data hack ever. Equifax confesses. And you're going to love what the executives at Equifax did before the press release went out. You know, speaking of insider trading. Your data was likely stolen. Here's what you can do to protect yourself even after the hack. And Equifax doesn't want you to do it. Equifax, as a consumer credit bureau, collects financial, credit, and other data on every U.S. consumer. It has names, birth dates, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, bank account numbers, credit card numbers, mortgage data, and payment history data, including to utilities, wireless service providers, and the like. It collects data on bank balances, loan balances, credit card balances, credit card purchases, and a myriad personal details. It has massive digital dossiers on every quote-unquote consumer in the U.S. and in some other countries. And it, hold on. Man. I wonder if I can just pause that next time. I thought it was going to be a little quick clearing of the throat. Sorry. And it sells this data to other companies such as banks, credit card companies, car dealerships, retailers, and others as a routine part of its business model. That's how it makes money. But when someone breaks in and steals this data without paying Equifax for it, well, that's a huge deal. And it is. Turns out Equifax got hacked. Or is it Equifax? Whatever. No, not today either. Today it disclosed that it had discovered on July 29th, nearly 6 weeks ago, that it had been hacked sometime between mid-May through July. And that key data on like half the damn nation, half of our nation, 143 million, little, not quite half, U.S. consumers was stolen. There was no need to notify consumers right away. They're screwed anyway. But it gave executives enough time to sell 2 million shares between the discovery of the hack and today, when they crashed 13% in late trading. Now, naturally, you're the executive. If we come out with this press release, our stock, our shares that we have as executives, we got a lot of it, bonus for us, is going to crash. And I don't want my retirement package to crash. So I'm going to unload for 6 weeks straight. And once I'm finally done unloading, then I'll let the public know, hey, your stuff got stolen from us. Half the freaking country, your stuff stolen. Everything about you. I mean, everything. But we did cash out before the market crashed on our stock. You would think that that's criminal. And people have the nerve to give me a hard time. Hey, Joe, you got a donation from this company that you talked about the other day. Man, they're paying you for these promotions. You need to disclose it. No, it's not a paid promotion. It's not a paid promotion. It's a bonus. And I like me some bonus. They threw it at me for free. Why don't all you haters and trolls and upset people, and the ones that aren't trolls or haters, just maybe you're upset about that? I want you to now go put a bunch of effort, find these guys who just sold off their stocks, their shares, for $2 million. Okay? $2 million. That's a lot more than old JSNIP4 has ever even come close to with these cryptos. That's for sure. I want you to put all your effort into tracking these guys down, nailing them on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, all social media. I want you to hound them every day, day after day, whenever you can, like you hound me. This is far worse, right? Or not worse, but far more money. Certainly is far more worse. I haven't done anything wrong. But you should disclose it. How the hell am I going to disclose it if I didn't know it was coming? We should disclose it the next time afterwards. No. How about no? How about no, Scott? Mini-Me likes chocolate. Scotty don't. How about no? I don't have time to keep up with this crap. I get donations all the time. But having said that, I don't see any ICOs on the horizon that pique my interest anyways. I've already turned a couple of people down, companies by the way, who wanted a paid promotion, and I was absolutely going to say this is a paid promotion. But I still didn't like what they were offering as an ICO, their token. Thought it was garbage. So I'm not even going to do it. Even though I could have collected the money and told you guys up front, this is a paid promotion, so do whatever you want. Some of you may have gotten into it. And I feel like I don't want you to get into it because I think it's garbage. So I'm not even going to tell you who they are. Just know that they've been told no. And I won't be taking any paid promotional money. 2 of them. Thank you very much. Anyways, now that I'm done with that little rant. That's how it makes money, but when someone breaks in and steals the data without paying Equifax for it as well, it's a huge deal, of course. So anyways, the executives had time to sell 2 million, not tell $2 million, but 2 million shares between the discovery of the hack and today. Equifax stock price. $123, down down $19, down 13.66%, which means because they got out early, and I want to be very accurate in my reporting. 123 plus 19.49 to put it back where it was, which is $142.49 times $2 million equals, well, not dollars, 2 million shares, $284.9 million worth of shares have been sold. More than a quarter of a billion, not trillion, more than a quarter of $1 billion, 284 million, sold off. Took them 6 weeks to get rid of it all. Of course, that's a lot of money to deal with. They don't want to move the market. So that's why you didn't find out in advance. That's why you didn't find out the second it happened, like you should have. So you could have made the appropriate actions, such as, hey, I need you to freeze my thing, you know, only when I authorize a credit transaction. Nope. We'll find out later after these scumbags have sold off their shares to make maximum profit. Again, and some of you people give me a hard time. I still love you. I still love you. But now you need to put some effort into putting the heat on these people. Go after them. They have YouTube videos. Does their company, does Equifax have a YouTube channel? Do they have a social media platform of any, Facebook, Twitter? Go after them. Sick them, boy. If you can give me a hard time, you should pound these pricks for what they've just done. Given the quantity and sensitivity of the stolen data, it may well be the biggest and worst breach in U.S. history. That stolen data primarily includes full names, social security numbers in full, birth date, addresses, and in some instances, driver's license numbers. They have everything they need. It's out there forever. Your social security number never changes now, does it? It's the same forever. And now they know your full name, address, done. Done. So I'm going to now say, since you got $284 million in Equifax, you're now going to pay forever. Like on the Sandlot. Forever. 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 You're going to pay for all 3 credit agencies, the credit freeze thing. Lock it down forever. Normally you got to pay a yearly fee. Not anymore. You're going to pay for it, you prick. And you're going to pay for it for 143 million people that had their crap stolen. And you're going to smile when you do it. In addition, the stolen data includes credit card numbers for around 209,000 U.S. consumers, certain dispute documents with personal identifying information of around 182,000 U.S. consumers. hey, that might be me. I might be. There is a high probability that out of 182,000 U.S. consumers with dispute documents, that one of them is me. Remember, I disputed it not that long ago. I told you the whole story of the foreclosure thing. Then they sold it off. They didn't follow through with the settlement agreement. They sold it. Now I've got this other company hitting my credit score, telling me I owe them mortgage, rent or mortgage. Excuse me. That's null and void. It's no longer my debt. I've settled. It's done. No, sorry, we're gonna hit it again. Bingo. Thank you. File a dispute. File a letter disputing the debt. They sent back a reply, and the reply was, "Here's the documents you requested that prove you owe the debt," in which they presented nothing but a cover letter. Having seen that, I get a reply from the credit agency. Sir, the stuff you've inquired about, we can't help you because it doesn't exist. Oh, the hell it doesn't. I sent you copies of it. Certified copies. Let me go online and check. Hey, holy crap. Equifax. There's nothing here at all. No mortgage, no nothing. Not even the first mortgage? Nothing. It's all gone. No kidding. Let me check the other credit rating agency or credit agency. It's gone too. How about the third one? It's also gone. So I'm proud to say, yeah, I fought the banks and I won, but I also beat their credit system. And out of 182,000 U.S. consumers that have certain disputed documents with personal identifying information, there's a good chance that I'm one of them. I made the 182,000. I bet there's a high probability I'm in there because I had to do that. I had to file a written dispute. It was multiple pages with massive amounts of evidence, documentation. When they saw that package from Jason at 4, they probably crapped their pants, immediately retract all of it, call all the rating credit agencies and get rid of this immediately. This guy could destroy us. We've been sending collection letters to this guy. He can nail us for each and every letter we've sent him, and we've been sending him for months. The previous bank had also been sending him letters, even though they settled with him. He's been collecting those too. This is going to be real bad for us. Wipe him clean. You got it, boss. And then all of a sudden, my credit score shoots up to high 700s. Overnight, high 700s. When you know the game and you know how to play the game, you can win. But if you don't know how to play the game and you don't even know there's a game going on, you're going to lose every time. Every freaking time. Which is why I said I will not take this lying down. You guys caused the housing crash. You guys created the ninja loans. No docs, no job, no whatever, right? No income, no job, no doc. You're approved. Oh, you want to get a second mortgage for another house? You're approved. Excuse me, they shouldn't have even been able to get the first house. They don't make enough money. Well, that's all right. We're not looking anyways. Doesn't matter. Give them the loan. 2 loans. 2 houses. And caused all of our property prices to crash. I didn't go out and get this big old equity line of credit like most people might have done. I just had my mortgage. I had a tiny, actually, because we bought a minivan for my wife at the time, and decided if we wrap it into, a equity line of credit, it's way cheaper, monthly payment and interest actually, than what we had with just paying the van payment. So that's what we got, a small equity line of credit. But that was way early on when we got our house. And it had already gone past that before all the craziness happened. Anyways, long story short, my equity line of credit had nothing to do with it. Of me being underwater. You could have wiped that off and it wouldn't have mattered. So, again, fought them, won. Credit dispute, won. How does that happen? Because I did it and handled it like a boss. And I told everybody the entire time what I was doing. Oh, got another letter, guys. Guess what this letter says? And I would read it to people, and I would, you know what I mean? I was keeping everybody up to date with what was happening. And then I freaking won. I basically won. Largest settlement my lawyer ever saw. Joe, we've been offered settlements. That's what we expect. We were going to depose them, as I told you. They freaked out. They didn't want that because we would have had this thrown out. They would have had to start over again. And they want to settle. And I'll be honest with you. I've never seen a settlement this high. You know what I said? You know what my reply was? That ain't enough. Ain't enough. He kind of chuckled. What's your counter? I said, well, tell him this. They countered back in between what I countered, which was ridiculously high, by the way, and what they offered. They met me in the middle. Like a boss. Do not take it lying down. Never take it lying down. Fight for it. It wasn't your fault. None of this was. And them getting hacked isn't your fault. And now you're going to get screwed. And you're probably going to forget about it by the time you get screwed. Someone takes your credit and ruins your life. Because it'll happen from a period of... Again, there's 143 million they're going to now sell off from the world. These hackers. So it could be a year or two before your information finally gets out there to some, the wrong hands. You forget all about this happening 2 years ago. And now you're dealing with this crisis. While the executive sold off $284 million worth of shares spanning 6 weeks, never told anybody about it until the last minute after they sold the last stock, the last share. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I swear I wish I could have a little scene of Hulk Hogan parading that flag behind me. Dun, 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 dun. Crowd going wild. And then my ugly mug in the front spitting some realist news in your face. As I almost choked to death. Take care.